Bonjour, mes amis. Je suis le logique canadien. And god damn it, I left the fucking door open again. I left the door open again.
Freaking
And now we
close
got
the door,
okay,
dude.
now we got fucking Ninja apparently on this show.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody close your doors because if you don't, I'm gonna
Do Fortnite
I'm gonna
dances on you.
I'm gonna come in and tell you why Pokemon sucks. By the way,
Oh god.
fuck Ninja. Ninja sucks.
Oh boy.
Ninja sucks. You wanna know the big
This is a hockey show, but we're here talking about shavers.
you wanna know the biggest evidence of him being a loser are? You wanna know the biggest evidence of Ninja being a loser? He's a Detroit Lions fan.
Yeah.
Also wrong sport. Anyway,
yeah, but Trade Deadline special and what was probably the most fucking I don't even know how to describe it. I don't because the sheer amount of star power that got moved this week, it was
I don't know.
fucking dumb.
To me, this kind of felt like someone waving their hand. You're in a fight, someone waving their hand in your face, and someone faking going for your face and punching you in the stomach. But they like telegraph going for your face so much because who are the three big pieces that we thought were going to get who are the big pieces that we thought were going to get move the deadline? We could pretty much make an entire PP1 unit about them. You could Jake Debrusk, JT Miller, Tomas Hertl, Jacob Chikrin of who's another big one that we thought was going to get moved.
Thought that not sure. I fucking Petrie.
Jeff Petrie was also on that. You could
Forsberg. You could add Forsberg to that list too.
Oh shoot, that's right, Philip Forsberg. How did I forget Philip Forsberg? But yeah,
how did you forget Philip Forsberg?
I think it's because he plays in Nashville, and honestly, part of me sometimes forgets that they're even a team. And then I remember that they're like one of the best teams in the entire Western Conference, and I'm like, wait, Nashville is in the West.
I don't even fucking
like.
Imagine.
I don't know.
But, I don't even want to imagine it.
But in terms of star power, after the Sherratt and Yarncrook trades, we had about 2 days worth of rest before Tampa
decided, hey, you know what we should do? We should do something completely up and fucking dumb. Which is exactly where we start with the trade deadline special, because doesn't really gonna be no other news. It's just gonna be fucking trades. Maybe some extensions, but mainly trades. So the Chicago Blackhawks traded Brandon Hagel, a 2022 4th-round pick, and a 2024 4th-round pick to the Lightning in exchange for a 2023 1st-round pick, a 2024 1st-round pick, Taylor Radish, and Boris Kachuk.
Now, as a Bruins fan, Taylor Radish kind of makes my eye twitch because his first goal at the NHL level was a shorthanded goal against the Bruins, and I'm
so was like Jonathan Marchessault when he was on the Lightning.
Wait, Marchessault's first goal at the NHL level was shorthanded against the Bruins?
No, it was against the Bruins. I think it was a power play goal.
Oh, but okay, but like power play goal is one thing, but
shorthanded again, like, that's completely none of them. But like the way I can put this trade, why the fuck are you giving up 2 1st-round picks for Brandon Hagel, especially when one of those picks, right, the 2023, is considered to be a very deep draft.
Here's the thing. I think it's because Hagel made a lot of noise before the deadline, and similar similar to how Jake Debrusk was making a lot of noise before the deadline. Both of them were playing out of their minds. And I think at least one of the first round picks had to have been a sweetener in the deal.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about I'll talk about sweeteners in a deal in deals later. But I feel like Tampa was like, okay, we want Hagel because Kachuk and Radish because Radish is fine, but we also is a good young talent, but we also want someone that can do his job and has a little bit more of a that can do his job, has is about the same age and has more NHL experience, and they said Brandon Hagel, and so they said, well, we don't want to risk not getting him, so let's throw in a few first round picks. The thing is, Tampa is still going to be really good next year. So
how much is the cabinet going to be?
So it almost doesn't mean anything that they're that the 2023 first round pick is top 10 protected, because that
I think they're both top 10 protected.
They're both top 10 protected, but in terms of the 2023 one, that
again, it's a draft. It's very heavy in the draft.
Well, yeah, but also, but at the same time, that pick's probably going to be in like the high 20s, maybe even 30s.
Yeah, depending on where they finish, right?
Right.
But we'll do draft grade, trade grades too. But this trade, looking at what the Lightning get out of it to help their playoff run, because they're trying to get back in the first place. They haven't, because a certain kitty has been ravaging South Florida. But I'm gonna give this one a B-, just because like the return is like a holy Christ. But what the Lightning get out of it is like, okay, we get a good player that can help us out. The Blackhawks get a good amount of picks for the future and prospects too.
I was about to say, yeah, for both sides, I'm gonna have to give at least a B. I think for Chicago, I'm giving this one absolutely at least an A-, because like, well, Chicago's been like, we're gonna do a rebuild. Now we're competitive, and now we suck again. And having these picks and prospects just dumped on you for a dude that you were gonna waste. It was great asset management for Chicago.
Yeah, definitely. A little break in the trades. Edmonton will be rehosting the 2022 World Juniors, which will reschedule to August. So Edmonton will get the opportunity to have international talent showcase their dominance, except for one country, which we will not name, but we know which one. We know.
Clearly, it's the country of Madagascar. Anyway,
yeah. So
a little bit of a smaller trade was Minnesota Wild trading a third round pick in 2023 to the Ducks for Nicolas Delorier, or however the hell you pronounce that name.
Depth forward, mid to bottom 6. Like, he's like that guy that you can kind of use on the back end. He can do really well for you. He can also do real shitty for you. But not exactly a high stakes trade for either side. So it's like a kind of like a C+ there. Like,
yep,
nothing much.
And now
we're diving into the methamphetamines known as what the fuck was this past weekend. Bruins Ducks decided, let's see what we can make work out of this. So the Bruins got a half retained salary of Hampus Lindholm and defenseman Cody Curran for a 2022 first round pick, a 2023 second round pick, a 2024 second round pick, defensive prospect Urho Vakanainen, and the contract of John Moore.
Okay.
Jesus, but fucking Christ.
Sweeney got fleeced in this deal, and uh, there's no real easy way around it. But at the same time, um, but at the same time, um, like um, Earl Vakanainen, he was injured, and
And
Cass,
John Moore is pretty much done.
yeah, John Moore, yeah, Earl Vakanainen was injured. John Moore was John Moore, so not really at all, not really any sort of impact on the team other than just a roster spot. Which, hilariously enough, Hampus Lindholm is going to be taking
Yeah.
John Moore's number 27. But
Right.
but what this also kind of tells me is that is that freaking Don Sweeney is like, yeah, I don't trust myself enough to not fuck up the draft. So
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna give give these picks to someone that we're only gonna face
Yeah.
twice.
Because
Twice.
Anaheim's pretty much gonna be taken. You know
Right.
that. Well, they did have a good start, but they collapsed.
Right.
They collapsed as much as the viewership of the Mighty Ducks movies. But
The first one was the only good one.
yeah. But I don't know how to grade this, considering Boston got a great defensive return that they desperately needed.
Right.
Plus, with the extension, 8 years at 6.5 per.
Left shot defenseman in being put on for the same amount of time as McAvoy, while McAvoy is a right shot defenseman. And I think this is I still don't know. I think on Anaheim definitely won this one because Vakanainen not only is younger but also is probably one of the most promising one of the more promising defensive prospects that
Oh yeah.
Not just one of the more promising defensive prospects, one of the more promising just prospects in general that the Bruins have. I mean, really the only other defensive prospect the Bruins have right now is Mason Lohrei, and he's playing in Ohio State, so who knows when he gets here. But
yeah.
Anaheim, I'm gonna give an A.
Yeah,
Boston, I'm gonna give a C. I'm gonna give a C plus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, overall, I'll say that rounds out to a B. To a B, right?
Also,
But but nothing. I swear to you, this fucking next one doesn't even compare to that one. So, Florida, Philly, the Florida Panthers acquired a half-retained salary of Claude Giroux, a 2024 fifth rounder, Connor Bunneman, and German Rubtsov in exchange for a first rounder in 2024, a third rounder in 2023, and Owen Tippett.
Yeah, this deadline was also
Florida fucking ran to the bank with this one.
This deadline was really just hey, you know that guy for our team that just played his 1000th game? Yeah, let's trade him for pennies on the dollar.
Those aren't pennies on the dollar. I mean, this is just like a what the fuck.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand in this.
Plus, the Panthers got more out of his deal than the Flyers did.
Right. Yep.
And Florida's not even the line blowing it up. They're trying to win the Atlantic Division now. Plus, look at now you got the first line: Huberdeau, Barkov, Giroux. Where's your fucking line right there?
I'd honestly say that Giroux is probably gonna end up on the second line because
they put him on the first line.
Really? They sent Reinhardt down to the second line?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
My God, but seriously, the fucking Panthers got more out of this deal than the Flyers did, and the Flyers are the one blowing it up. While the Panthers are pretty much primed to win the Atlantic Division now.
The worst part is that on the Flyers, Claude Giroux was second in the team in points. The only player with more points than him was Cam Atkinson.
Bruh.
Yeah. Yeah. The top five for here's just the top five for points on the Flyers this season. Number one is Cam Atkinson with 48. Giroux in second with 42. Travis Konechny in third with 40. Joel Farabee in fourth with 29,
Yikes.
and in fifth, Scott Loughton in with 28.
Yeah. I think Florida wins this trade easily. Absolutely easily. They fucking made out with more than I feel like they should have.
Oh yeah. Oh hey, ESPN just put out their own freaking grades for the it's for the trade deadline.
We're not even gonna
Uh,
bother.
not gonna bother.
So
Florida
basically
gets a
now we're gonna stick with the Panthers as we head into the next trade. Robert Hagg from the Sabres traded to the Panthers for a 6th-round pick that originally belonged to Calgary.
it's a good
I mean that bolsters the defense, I guess, a little bit.
Good bottom four defenseman, not bad.
Yeah, I mean, for like for a very low price, for a pick that's not even yours. So I mean, hey, you made out with
Right,
that one.
right.
I
And then we
I
get
can't even grade the fucking Panthers Flyers one because that one is just Florida wins that one. I think they get an A- on that one at minimum.
yep. And now we go from one captain that played his 1000th game
To
um,
another, yep.
to
Actually, no,
another.
we gotta make a little pit stop in Canada. As the Senators acquired Travis Hamonic from the Canucks for a 3rd-round pick.
Honestly,
Everyone, no, like, I have a friend that's a Senators fan. He
poor
was
bastard.
fucking pissed about this. He was so pissed.
And then what is it? And then we get to another trade in later on where the Senators are happy to give away one of their a player they're not happy with, and
Yeah.
then only for them to not realize that
Yeah, we'll
the
get to
player
that
they
in a
got was
bit.
kind of
But Troy Stecher to the Kings from the Wings for a 7th-rounder.
the Kings to the wings.
Yes.
Has Troy Stecher just been injured this season?
I have
Because
no idea what the
I've
fuck.
barely heard his name.
I barely heard his name too. The Leafs do say goodbye to Travis Sturman. He's off to Vancouver for a 3rd-rounder that
Honestly,
belongs to Winnipeg.
great value. He was a good part of your bottom
Yeah.
four. There, I mean, sure. The thing that's gonna stick with him is the giveaway in game six in overtime game six in the last year. But even though for even though I don't know. I thought in my head that it was Alex Galchenyuk that gave the puck away on that, but it
I thought it
apparently
was
is
Galchenyuk too, but I don't know. But we're gonna talk about the waivers for a quick second because this waiver was like, what the shit. Obviously, this included Peter Mrazek, Kyle Churis, Raleigh Nash, Kyle Clifford, Jaros, and all that shit. But then there was this different goalie. Who the fuck is Harry Sateri? And after a while, I had to do research on him because I didn't know who he was. And it turns out he was the gold winning goaltender for Finland at these past Olympics. You know, he started to league men, so he went on waivers. And here's the kicker. The next day, he learned he would not be going to Toronto, but rather the boring, fanless deserts of Arizona.
Didn't they just extend Karel Vejmelka?
Yeah, they did. 3 years at 2.75 per.
Well, I mean, I guess they do need a backup goaltender, kind of like how
he's been a starter, really.
Oh no, I know. Oh no, I know. No, I'm talking about the
the Sateri guy, yeah.
this
League
guy.
men, yeah.
But
yeah.
I think let's stop dancing around. Let's stop dancing around it.
Yeah, but we need to talk about the Leafs. The big brain move, I guess. Mark Giordano, half salary retained, and Colin Blackwell to the Leafs in exchange for 2 seconds in 22 and 23 and a 3rd-rounder in 24. My thing is, one, how the fuck do we not want to giving a 1st-round pick for this? Because this is because this is kind of a big name defenseman. 2, how do we no prospects given in this? Seriously. 3, how the fuck do we make it with 2 players in this instead of just the one?
No, not the Seahawks general manager. Who is the
That's Ron Francis.
Yeah, Ronnie franchise. Your first big mistake was drafting. It was making Ron Hextall your no wait, Dave Hextall your coach. The second and biggest mistake, the other big mistake is allowing yourself to be the GM. Cause wow, this was
That was bad. Look at, and this is from me. The Kraken should have got more out of us, but yet we gave up 2 seconds of third and a third for actually a decent forward and a big name defenseman.
See, this is what's frustrating about Kyle Dubas. He'll do incredible shit like this. Just swindle the one of the better defensive defensemen in the league. And, the type of defensemen that don't win in the Norris anymore because the league is so offensively minded. And now that really the Norris just goes to the defenseman with the most points at the end of the season.
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
but you also get Colin Blackwell, and I mean he hasn't been that bad this season, and he's in put him on the freaking put him somewhere in the bottom six. Thanks.
Possibly, maybe middle six, maybe like a third line type of shit.
I don't know.
You could put him on the second line, I guess. You could. Considering Blackwell got
so those top two lines would be
Bunting, Matthews, Marner,
Tavares,
Nylander,
and Blackwell.
Yeah, it's not bad. It could be worse, but it's not bad.
I still honestly I'm kind of the opinion that Pierre Engvall should get a bit more playing time.
I don't blame you on that one. I don't blame you for.
But
I gotta check the Leafs thing out because he's not even on the Seattle point sheet anymore.
but for in terms of grading this, Seattle, you get a C minus. Toronto, you get a B plus.
Yes. Yeah.
Actually, no, I'm giving you guys an A minus for just this return for that little given up.
Yeah, seriously.
Because
it doesn't even make sense. It's like, why would you give up why would you give up so little for ignore so much? Jesus Christ.
Going on to other smaller trades, the Lightning gave up Matthew Joseph and a 2024 fourth round pick for Nick Paul from the Senators.
So much for being done, right?
Yep. Wow, the Kraken just seem to be monopolizing second round picks.
Want to know something cool?
This season, because going to their cap friendly, if cap friendly will load up after this trade.
Colin Blackwell's from North Andover. And I think your internet just shit out. We'll get her back. It definitely seems to me that the internet for her shit out, but we'll try to continue on. So Colin Blackwell, except for North Andover. And then what Johnson was mentioning, the Nick Paul trade, 44.5% I retained for Matthew Joseph in the fourth. That one, there you go.
Pardon me, my internet borked.
Yeah, like I said, Colin Blackwell's from North Andover.
Oh shoot. Nice. But
yes. But yeah, but this trade is like the Lightning said after the Hagel trade they were done. But apparently fucking not.
Yeah, they're not. But
no, I mean this one, I don't know why Nick Paul got traded here. I don't know. It beats me, honestly.
Seattle trading Jeremy Lauzon what is it? Now they have they got a second round pick out of Lausanne. And
Yeah, they
so
did. They
now
got a
in
second
the
round pick for and this is from Nashville.
so now they
I don't
have
know. Like this one is just like a
they still have their
okay.
they still have their first round pick this year, and they're sucking so
Oh,
bad
the first pick of the
who
expansion
knows they
draft
might
too.
they might end up they might get one of the they might get one of the best players not named Shane Wright in this draft. But they also have four second round picks this year.
Oh yeah,
And then you go to next year, they also have their first round pick.
and they could probably go for
And then
Matvey Michkov or Connor Bedard.
then they have three second round picks. Like
The
the
Kraken
Kraken,
are stacked with picks.
yeah, they are what is it? They're going the traditional building route of an expansion franchise. Is they weren't lucky enough to get to catch the entire league lacking in like a certain in Vegas like a certain team from Vegas did.
All right, but Jack McBain, the kid from BC, his signing rights were traded to the Yotes for a second round pick that belongs to Vancouver.
Yep.
And he was, I believe he was actually signed to an entry level. I gotta check that. He was. I got so much scrolling I have to fucking do. I believe he was though. I really do believe he was. He was. Yeah, 2 year entry level. Yeah, okay.
The what is it? I guess it's especially good that that Arizona signed that guy from Finland, because they got rid of their actual backup goalie Scott Wedgwood
to the
to
Stars for
Dallas
a
for
fourth rounder in 23. And there is a condition on this. Just because of 2023 third if Dallas makes the playoffs.
they might
They're very close too. Because I was checking the wildcard standings at the time that the trade was made. Dallas at that time, I don't know where they are now, but they were 1 point behind Vegas for that second wildcard spot.
Jason Robertson, and I think, is one of the most underrated young stars in the league.
Yeah. Like, yeah, and then next off, I'll you check that.
Yeah, Winnipeg.
Yeah, so basically, Seattle basically told Mason Appleton, "Hey kid, pack your bags. You're going home." And home was the Jets for a fourth round pick of 23.
Yep.
So hey, Jets, you got your guy back. Which was hope you don't trade anybody else to say somewhere that you don't know about, but moving on. We'll get to that.
What is it?
Yeah.
Looking at it now, Dallas actually has the second wild card spot in the the West,
okay.
1 point above Vegas.
Okay. So moving on to trade deadline day proper. Nathan Bullio to the Penguins from the Jets for a 7th round pick, which is conditional. The Jets will acquire the pick if the Penguins make the Stanley Cup final and Bullio plays in 50% of those playoff games.
I don't think the Penguins are going to make the Stanley Cup
the
final.
thing is, too, Bullio is on long-term injured reserve.
Yeah. So
congratulations, Birds. You have fucking played yourselves.
Congrats. You gave up a 7th round. Congrats. You gave up a 7th round pick.
Yeah. Moving on, Anton Forsberg for the Senators, the goaltender, got himself a nice little extension, 2.75 for 3 years, rather. By the way, the Vegemilk, it was 3 years at 2.725. So I fucked up the figures on that. But Forsberg got himself a new deal. Jake Debrusk also getting himself a new deal. 2 years, $4 million per. Why the fuck do you give him $4 million for 2 years?
I'll tell you why. They wanted to. I have a feeling that they wanted to re-sign him so that to at least increase his trade value. I mean, it's not like he hasn't deserved a bit of a pay rate, is given how great he's been since being put on the top line. But also I feel like they gave him that contract so that teams would be more inclined to take him to take him in a trade because then they wouldn't have to worry about because then they wouldn't have to worry about losing all their leverage in trying to negotiate an extension because it's hard to because it's kind of hard to because it's also kind of hard to market someone who's on an expiring contract if you don't plan on signing them long term. This is why I was so confused last season when Dubas traded a first and 2/4 for Nick fucking Foligno. Anyway,
Yeah, so there was multiple things that happened at once, but we're gonna try to get through this as best we can because oh my god. Marcus Johansson goes back to the Washington Capitals on a 50% salary retention in exchange for Daniel Sprong, a 4th rounder, and a 6th rounder next year to the Seattle Kraken.
I keep forgetting if Daniel Sprong is. I know that Daniel Sprong is like bottom 6 in
Probably
in
more
Washington.
so 4th line.
Yeah, but like I keep forgetting if he's like one of those fourth line guys that's quietly like a great puck handler and
Probably.
and momentum builder, kind of like how Brandon Tanev wasn't is in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Moving on. Marc-Andre fucking Fleury has a new home, and it's in the forests of Minneapolis, St. Paul. Half of his salary was retained as he is off to the Wild for a conditional 2nd this year, which becomes a 1st. And the condition is Minnesota makes the Western Conference Finals and Fleury wins 4 games played in the first 3 rounds.
Where does Minnesota sit in the standings? I will check that.
I think only top 3 in the Central.
They are top 3 in the Central. Yes.
I think they're 2nd, right?
Yep. But also you have to take into account that most teams when they have a goalie for the playoffs, they tend to only play that goalie.
Yeah.
And I mean, it led to Boston getting a Stanley Cup in 2020 in 2011. It led to Montreal just completely backstopping everyone until they couldn't in game 5 and lost 1-0 to Tampa in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. Oh,
yeah.
This is
but this next trade though, like I'm questioning why the streak was made. So here's the trade: a 4th round pick this year going to Winnipeg from Arizona in exchange for the long-term injured reserve contract of Brian Little, who may never play again because the eye, and the signing rights to Nathan Smith, who it was said that he had 49 points in 34 games played in the NCAA, and he played for the U.S. Olympic team.
I don't know.
Me neither. No one ever knows. And then Leafs back at it on trade day. This time, no return, missing future considerations for Alex Biega to Nashville.
What are you talking about? Future considerations is my favorite NHL player.
Yes, absolutely.
He's an up and coming prospect, or he's a veteran with insane with plenty of juice left in the tank. Yeah. But
seriously though, can we talk about like Kevin Weeks for a second? Like the fucking various locations he's broken trade news.
Yes.
Under the trash can, inside of a hotel room, in the closet, in the kitchen.
What is it? A little bit a few weeks ago, when in NFL free agency was going completely crazy.
It still is.
Oh, I know it still is. I mean, Tyreek Hill just got traded today.
Yeah,
a
and well, actually, I'll talk to you about the Patriots thing once the recording's done. We can do it in a football video, but look at the fucking sense of I don't even know. Everything's just going crazy. Everything is. All sports are going crazy. Moving on, Justin Braun from the Flyers to the Rangers for a 3rd-round pick next year.
we completely skipped over. Minnesota Wild get Jacob Middleton in by trading.
That was the next one on my list.
Oh,
yeah.
Jacob Middleton trading away a 2022 5th-round pick and Capo Kakinen.
You said that right.
Yeah, I know. I'm just still confused.
No, because here's why. I don't know why but they traded a younger Capo Kakinen. They should have kept him and traded Talbot. But
I don't know.
I don't know if they should have
traded Talbot. Talbot has been.
Okay, you could have had the tandem of Fleury and Kakinen. You could have had that tandem. That tandem would have been good. But no, we get 2 old dudes. Old dudes.
Okay, but also a tandem of Fleury and Talbot is also good. Talbot is
it's true, but come on, you could have had that nice tandem too.
I'm not gonna sit here and say it would have been it would have been bad if Kakinen was behind in Fleury and shit like that. No.
Yeah.
Oh, veteran
This is gonna be the longest episode of Hockey Talk. I swear to God, it already is. But I expected this because trade deadline shit's gonna get hectic. I understand that. That's what I signed up for. But moving on, the Kings acquire Frederick Allard from the Nashville Predators in exchange for Braden Burke.
Not Brian Burke.
Braden.
Not Brian.
Not Brian. Braden.
No.
I wonder, is there any relations to? Is Braden Burke related to Brian?
While you look that up, Edmonton trading William Lagesson in a 2022 2nd-round pick and a 2024 7th-round pick for Brett Kulak from
Brian
Montreal.
Burke's from Providence?
Wait, what?
Brian Burke's from Providence.
Huh.
But yeah, there is no relation, it seems. But yeah. But now we can talk about this other Bruins trade. Josh Brown, a conditional 7th, 6 of the conditions, which I'll read off in a minute. In exchange for Zach Senyshyn in the 5th, the condition on the Bruins pick being received is 6. It turns into a 6 is Zach Senyshyn plays 5 games.
Okay. On the one hand, I am very happy that Zach Senyshyn is out of Boston, and I'm look. I know that the entire Bruins fan base wants Zach Senyshyn's head mounted on their wall, because crap, we took him over, or Matt Barzal, Kyle Connor, Thomas Chabot, Travis Konechny, Joel Eriksson, and Sebastian Aho, and everybody else. But also but honestly, the promise that he showed coming into the draft, I want to see people succeed. But also, it's just funny to see Ottawa celebrate Josh Brown being dumped on us.
We have breaking news, but for this breaking news, we're going to jump to another trade. So I'll let you wrap up your thoughts about that one, and then
that was the end of my thoughts.
Okay. So here's the backstory. Originally, the Ducks had traded for Evgeny Dadonov and either a 2023 or 2024 2nd-round pick at Anaheim's choice in exchange for the contract to Ryan Kessler and the contract to John Moore. Now, recently there were some issues with this because this stems back from Dadonov's time in Ottawa, where Dadonov was given a new contract and was given the no trade clause, where he was supposed to send that clause in. And I guess he did
a 10-team
a 10-team, right? Thank you. and then he was traded to Vegas 7 days before that list was, I believe, submitted. So the list was actually submitted, and basically shit's come up because Anaheim was on his no trade list because of the high tax rates in California.
I mean, that
It-
makes sense.
because it was like there was a bunch of back and forth when no one knew what the fuck to do. People think the trade was gonna be voided. People think the trade was gonna be like they just fucking thought everything was gonna go right. But just coming out within the past few minutes here from Frank Cervalli, the tweet says, and I quote, hearing the NHL is in the process of voiding the Evgeny Dadonov trade from Vegas to Anaheim. Expecting official word to come today. It's been a complicated, layered process with many parties involved. So pretty much means, hey, Vegas, congratulations. You are in cap hell.
Aren't they already though?
No, they definitely are now because this trade not going through is gonna fuck
It's
Vegas
gonna
hard.
count as dead cap for them.
Probably. Basically, they're fucked.
But let's continue on.
Yeah, we gotta continue. I lost my place. We were at the
Avalanche trading Justin Barron and a 2024 second round pick to the Habs for Artturi Lehkonen. I like this trade. Like Artturi Lehkonen is
Oh yeah, it's not bad at all.
He's a great top nine in forward, and
remember, Lehkonen had 50% of his contract retained too.
Yep, and then and you put him on a and
yeah, Colorado's looking really good right now, and they're looking really good for a playoff run. The top team in the league. Look at they may win their second consecutive President's Trophy. Think about that.
Here's the thing. It's hard to. Here's the thing. It's also kind of hard to look good when you got guys like Gabriel Landeskog, Bowen Byram, Samuel Girard, and Ryan Murray all out with injury. Artturi Lehkonen is. I'm looking at Daily Faceoff right now. Artturi Lehkonen is a game time decision, and if he plays, he's going to be on the second line with Andrei Burakovsky and Nazem Kadri.
Yeah.
So he's got good company on that second line if he's going to be playing, but also it's just like, and yeah, Colorado's in a great position, but also they have injury woes that could derail them pretty quickly.
Yeah. Moving on, Blake Wazak getting an extension for the Kings, 2 years, 1.675 per. Not bad. Like he's a very young player. Has a lot of room to grow and could do wonders for the Kings in the future.
Then we have another pretty big one of St. Louis getting Nick Leddy and Luke Witkowski from the Red Wings for Jake Wallman, Oscar Sundqvist, and a 2023 second round pick.
Yeah,
I kind of want to say that's an overpayment. I want to say that's an overpayment on St. Louis. I mean, Yzerman is. I mean, it's no surprise.
Defenseman, fucking Witkowski's kind of that fighter dude.
Yeah,
and he once got a 10-game suspension for coming off the bench to fight.
That's kind of dumb, but
it was funny though. There's footage of it. It was funny.
Hockey is so fun. Hockey is just a fun sport to watch.
Yes, it is.
But
that's why we all love it so much.
But giving up this much for Leddy and Witkowski, I think you probably could have gotten away with like Sundqvist in a second for them. But I don't know. It's not really that. It's kind of one of those like nothing burgers where it's like, oh, there are quite a few pieces in this, and then you find out that the best piece being moved is Nick Leddy, and it's like, oh, okay. I mean, yeah, Leddy's a good defenseman that can slot in pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah.
Another
trade, Johan Larsson, 50% retained to the Capitals for a third round pick next year.
Yep.
And this is a shitty gig. We'll just move on from it. Andrew Cogliano to the Avalanche for a 5th round pick in 24. Again, shitty because Cogliano's old. and it's not what it used to be. The Jets getting Zach Sanford from the Senators for a 5th. Just breezing for the small ones. Nick Merkley to the Rangers for Anthony Bettatetto. I don't know how to say his name. The Hamburglar is on the move again. He robs the burgers from Montreal, and his next destination is the land of Subban. For Nate Schnarr. The trade is 1-for-1.
That's kind of dumb.
Yes, it is. Tyler Mott goes to the New York Rangers from the Canucks for a 4th-round pick next year. It's kind of a decent size one. I mean, this one is like I don't know.
Yep.
Derek Brassard to the Oilers in exchange for a 4th-round pick. The Flyers are just shitting the bed completely because of course they fucking are.
Yep.
We got a fucking miniature earthquake over there because your background's shaking.
Nah. What is it? And then we have one of the bigger ones that came out just before the deadline. Pittsburgh trading away a 2022 second-round pick. That Zach the Snack Aston Reese is Dominic Simon and Callie Klang, all to Anaheim for Rickard Rakell.
35% retention.
35% retained.
Yep.
Honestly,
they better hope he can fit in because he was having trouble fitting in with some of the line mates back in fucking Anaheim.
That is true. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I still like Rickard Rakell. I think that he still has some juice in him, but
yeah, he better. But
you better hope that he still has some. If you're giving up this much, which even if Aston Reese is like the only, was like the only one that has like extensive of experience at the NHL level, and even then he's like a bottom 6 plugger.
Yeah. Some other small trades. Brian Carpenter to the Flames for a 5th-rounder 24. Vladislav Nemesnikov to the Stars for a 4th-rounder 24 to the Rings.
I don't understand this one because Nemesnikov was honestly pretty damn good.
Yeah, he was, but
like for a middle 6 forward, he was doing pretty damn good in Detroit.
Yeah, he was. Michael McNiven to the Sens for future considerations. Raleigh Nash to the Lightning from the Coyotes for future consideration.
Yes.
Cal Clutterbuck getting 2 years at 1.75. Why the fuck are you? Decline.
Take off 250,000 of that contract, and it's a good signing.
Now this one is a fucking dumb shit one. Andrew Coppin, a 6th-rounder next year to the Rangers for 2022 conditional 2nd-rounder, becomes the first of the Rangers make the Eastern Conference Finals and Copp plays 50% of the games in the playoffs. 2022-2023 conditional 2nd-round pick. Winnipeg is the option of which to get. The 2023 5th-round pick and Morgan Barron.
You get. I mean,
congratulations, you played yourselves.
You got a lot, but also it's sort of one of those deals where like if you give up the best player in the trade, then you lose the trade. We also have the Carolina Hurricanes trading for Max Domi and Tyler Enomoto from the Blue Jackets for Aiden Hrashuk.
Yeah, no, this is a free team trade.
Oh yeah,
let me explain it. So what we review is Max Domi, 50% retained by Columbus, 25% retained by Florida, and T Inamoto. The Panthers getting a 6th-rounder for Columbus and Korshkov. The Jackets acquiring Hrashuk.
Honestly, I don't know how to feel about this trade. It kind of just feels like shuffling deck chairs on all fronts.
Moving on to the other trades. Victor Rask, half-salary retained to the Seattle Kraken for future considerations.
Yay, future considerations.
Antoine Morin to the Sharks for Alexei Melnichuk. In this one, Brett Kulak to the Oilers at 50% retained by the Habs for William Lagerson. A second round pick turns it this year. It turns into the second round pick next year.
I think I already.
The 2023 second will go to Edmonton instead if 2022 goes to Chicago. I don't know what the hell happened with that one.
I already went over this one. All
right. Nelson Nogier and Marcus Phillips getting swapped between the Kings and the Jets. It was just 1-for-1.
And really, I think that's the end of it.
Christian Michael, Jack McBay. Yeah, thanks looking. That's really it. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Other than Swan was like Near saying trying to appeal to 1-game suspension.
What's your end game there?
I don't know. UConn player Vladislav Firstov. For your entry level contract with the Wild. And finally, to wrap up probably the longest fucking hockey talk there has been in history of this fucking in the history of this show. Christian Jaros was terminated today by the New Jersey Devils.
You've been terminated.
This, let me tell you right now, was too fucking long.
This was too. It kind of was too long, but also
Jesus H Christ, there was so much that happened at trade deadline. Now you gotta pray to Christ that everything in hockey can chill the fuck out for the next week.
I mean, Tanner, there's like 20 games left until the playoffs.
But next week, I bet you next week we'll start talking about some playoff scenarios. I bet you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope so too. I hope so at least.
Yep.
But it's easier said than fucking done. I swear to Christ.
I just know that if I'm not mistaken, if the playoffs were to start today, the Bruins would play against the Carolina Hurricanes. And considering that the Bruins have in their 3 games against the Hurricanes this season have been outscored 16-1, I am not at all happy about that. Dude, imagine playing 3 games against a hockey team and getting outscored 16-1.
I don't even want to fucking imagine that. Seriously.
That's fair.
I'm just trying to find if there are scenarios for, and I don't see any, so nothing we can do yet. But for now,
thank you all so much for watching.
Yes, seriously, because this was stupid. This is a dumb episode, I swear. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below if you guys want to see anything next. Check out her channel, which will be in the description. You're not done so already, subscribe and join the Illogical Nation. But after a long episode like that, finally signing off. Je suis le logique canadien. Elle s'appelle Miss Ravenskill. Bonne nuit.
Drink.